a military man, because you know people have perceptions about them. But after 1 year, he convinced me, and we got married. Immediately, we got married. George lost a sister, and my mother-in-law gave me the first child, Eric Omodi. Where are you? Kapeke, where are you? Anyway, that was the first child we were given to look after. I'll now go to the last child that George received sometimes last year. America for us to mentor, doing very well. And if you read her tribute, this was our first child. So I just want you to really know that he has lost a father. We educated him, took him through school, and he's now a teacher. Then I'll go to Annel. Annel was brought to us to mentor. We decided to live with her. We thought that boarding school is not good for her. And if you read her tribute, you will know what Gio meant to her. By the way, she made Gio to reintroduce ice cream in the family. Just also Gio's sister. I'll not allow them to talk. This is Brian. Brian also lived with us in Totwa. If you knew George's youngest sister, she was born. She passed on. We lived with Brian. Brian is a teacher and a nurse. Thank you. Then I have Christine. Christine is my sister's child. She also lived with us, and she's a fisheries officer in Homa Bay. This is Stephanie. Stephanie also lived with us. She's a teacher at Roraka High School. Unaona the number of degrees George produced. This beautiful girl is called Tanya. Tanya is a PhD student in engineering in Spain, but she's married in Chile. She specifically came to bury her farm. And if you read her eulogy, when she met the Chilean, it was to George she brought him. Another baby family is called Peter. We took Peter in when he was 4 hours old, when the mother died. Peter is a fourth-year medical student, University of Nairobi. Kazi ya Gio. Then I'm remaining with these two. They have wako sura ya baba yao. So, Stacy will read. Yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Stacy. I'm the daughter of Treasurer. Dad, it's hard to believe I'm standing here talking to you like this. There are so many things I wish I could say, and so many moments I wish we could still share. You are such an incredible person, funny, gentle, and hardworking. You had a way of making people laugh even when things were difficult. Your humor and playful comments made life lighter, and being around you always made things feel a little better. But what I remember most about you is your kindness. You had such a gentle heart, you cared deeply about the people around you, and always showed love through your actions. You were always there when we needed you. You also taught me the value of working hard and never giving up. You showed me what strength really looks like, not just in big moments, but in the everyday sacrifices you made for us. Daddy, losing you has left a space in my heart that will never be filled. But I know that everything you taught me, every laugh we shared, and every moment we made together will stay with me forever. I hope you know how much you're loved and how much you'll always mean to me. You may be gone from my sight, but you'll never be gone from my heart. I love you always. Rest in peace, my sweet dad.
Next is now the man of the house, Joseph Were. He's studying medicine in Poland.
Dear Dad, words are not enough to describe what kind of man you are. Someone had to experience you in person, to see the gentleman and enigma you are. Always calm like the ocean on a quiet morning, a smart man, always doing everything in a clinical and methodical way. Dad, no man on this earth can ever get the admiration like I have for you, because you are not only a great father to me and to many, but also a great role model. You are the embodiment of how a man should treat his family, loved ones, and everyone else. A strong man you are and always will be to me. When I was a child, I used to see you as a superhero because I never saw you ill. Who loved his career and what you did with all his heart. You are truly a gift from God to all aviators who interacted with you in your life. Everybody loved you in your career, and even in death, you're still a legend in your career. You have given so much selflessly for us, your children, all of us, with a man with a pure heart and a pure soul. As I said, no words can describe you. Someone had to experience you to truly see how great you are. Forever in my heart and hearts of many. Dad, your legacy will live on forever, I promise.
Thank you, Joseph. Now, I believe that in this part of the world, everybody can read English, so I will not read my tribute, but I just want to say a few things about my husband. I met George in 1993, and it was very hard to convince me to marry a military man. My brother has just scratched the surface. By the way, Mheshimiwa, another culprit is Denge, Kano Denge. Maybe you should see him. Na umwambie machache. But I believe that is now water under the bridge. And I was like, hii maisha nitaweza? Sitaweza. However, I managed, and he came back from Hakati. Then I learned something about my husband. He loved peace. No wonder his children nicknamed him Mpenda Amani. So I learned not to ask where, how, what time is this, and I got my peace. I also learned that he really, really, really loved his mother. Gio loved his mother, and there's no friend of his or anybody close to him who doesn't know how much he loved his mother. And now to fit in, I also now loved his mother so that I can have peace. And between us, you know, the hours of rumba. Until in 2006, when we were both carjacked, coming from a rumba joint. And then we agreed now how we are going to do this rumba, such that when we go for rumba, we let our children know where we are. If he goes alone, he will call and let me know that he's with his friends. And that really worked well for me. George loved his children. You see the titles they have. In fact, I remember when my friend was bringing it, those who have supported us ever since this tragedy occurred. I learned of my husband's death on social media. I had the phone on my hand, and then I started seeing news. And I tried to call corporate helicopters, But I think Colonel Denge was also devastated and he was not able to pick the phone. And when I realized it was him in social media, my first instinct was to call my children, because the way social media is, they were going to see it within the next 10 minutes or so. So I tasked one of my sons, Sami. I told him to call Joseph. They are very close. And I planned to call Stacy. Before I could call Stacy, Joseph had called Stacy to tell him that Daddy is normal. So when I called Stacy, she was so bitter that she was hearing it from her brother, and she refused to talk to me for 2 days. But Mama, I believe we are now good. Yes, he didn't respond. So the rest, now you know. As I stand here, maybe if you hear it from the media, you'll think it's PR. But I want to thank His Excellency, the President, and the Deputy President from the bottom of my heart. You know, there's war in the Middle East, and getting air tickets is not easy. But that office, through our family friend, Dr. Ray Omolo, made sure that my children came back. Within 2 days, I think, they were here. And I'm very, very grateful, because I know that even as they continue mourning, they will have some closure. They'll have some closure. As a military wife, I tell people that I've been more unmarried than married, because this man was always away. So even the children, he has given us support. Thank you so much, CS Murkomen, wherever you are. I know you have stood with the family, and I know you are a personal friend to Gio. The amount of support that we have received, I can tell you, my husband was loved by people, because, okay, he never used to tell me who he's carrying. He'll tell me, nimebeba wenyeji, nimebeba neighbor, nimeenda kwa wenye nguvu. That is how he would never disclose who he's carrying, maybe until he comes back, then he'll tell me the nicer ones of you and the more official ones. But when he's going, it was always his top secret. I would also like to thank members of parliament, even though I felt bullied, but eventually what came out helped but he was with us. I will not forget our area MCA, who has been with us throughout. Should I get a pilot in this family? I would like to thank my brother-in-law here. He's been my best friend in this family. Apart from George, he's been my best friend, and it has extended even in death. Daktari, I hope you'll be there for us, always, as you have been there for your brother. So when our mother-in-law died, George na Daktari ndio walikuwa wanapanga njama ya how to straighten the family. I know it's a very big loss. I want to thank the local administration. You have taken good care of us. You have provided us with the security. Outriders, actually yesterday you would think there's a dignitary that is being escorted. Little did they know that it's just my Gio that was coming home for good. I'm not taking for granted our family Jokoyaro. Jokoyaro, thank you so much for standing with us and for being with us. My people of Alego, it started off in a very rough and bumpy manner, but you learned to appreciate my husband, and mumekuja kwa wingi. We have also seen your hands. Maybe you just wave. My legal fraternity. By the way, I'm a lawyer by profession, but this military man managed to make me a housewife to look after the children. So he was providing, and me, I was sitting at home. maybe just doing a bit of work, but looking after these children. That is why you see they have come out the way. The ladies who are here, learn to give your children time. When you don't give them time, baba anatafuta huku, mama anatafuta huku, watoto watarokota ile bangi iko kwa estate. And there's a lot of it in my estate. I will not forget New Kitizuru residents, my new pastors. They were on the way. I believe they have not come, but they also stood with us and they really supported us. My friends,